Is that a go? I I take it that's a go in the music. James Brown ends, I gotta go. Good morning. Happy Monday, beautiful people. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. It's been a week. It's been a week of Story Week. It was amazing. Connecticut is quite a beautiful state, I must say. If you didn't know it, get out and drive around. It's pretty. It's pretty. Pretty. Story Week was great. You know, what happens is we get together and we learn how to tell stories, and everybody has a story, and you're prompted with things from memory, from place, person, all that kind of stuff. Um, and uh, and I'm never disappointed every time I go. And and this last week, the first prompt was, what is your birth story? What is the origins of your birth story? And I don't know if people think about that. I certainly didn't think about it. And I had to really give some hard thought to what did I remember? What do I know about how I came to be? So happy Monday. You're listening to LoveBabz Love Talk. I'm Babz Rawls-Ivy. I'm on 103.5 WNHH, live streaming across Facebook and X and YouTube. And the New Haven Independent. So if you're at the New Haven Independent site, you know, just click up on the left-hand side and you can watch live video if you want, or you can just listen. So whatever your pleasure, you can listen to me or whatever. So I might have some new listeners this morning because some folks at Story Week didn't know or heard and didn't know or heard and had never heard. So good morning to all the people that were at Story Week. It was lovely being in community with y'all. It was lovely being in community. And it's such a great space. And I slept in such a great bed, you know, because I'm like Goldilocks right now. I'm trying out all these beds because I need a new mattress, like desperately. Like I needed a new mattress like 15 years ago. That's how serious it is. And so it's time for a new mattress. So I've been trying all kinds of mattresses, but I think I'm leaning toward something a little more firm, you know, because I slept a week in a bed that's, I guess, was plush but soft. And I loved the way it like wrapped around me, felt like a gel mattress. But about halfway through that, I was like, I need something a little more firmer for these Tinas. So, but it was a good lesson in like, all right, now I know. I need something a little, not terribly firm. Like, I don't like a super firm bed, but you know, something with a little bit more support in it, you know. So yeah, so I think this year I'm giving myself a bed for my birthday, since I'm not going anywhere, and my wallet won't let me be great. So there's that part. and and you know the way my friends get down, I got to put a little money aside in case they want to get out of town. You know, fly someplace where there's sun and sand and cocktails. So so I gotta keep a little stash for that. So, but I hope everything is good for everybody. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. The weekend was nice. I don't think I got into too much. You know, I got back Friday. I was going to make my way to celebrate Dawn Ragsdale. She's her birthday and a new job. But it was so much going on downtown New Haven, I couldn't park. And you know, I'm a true New Havener. I'll circle the block, I'll find a place, but it just got to be late and daunting. So I was just like, I can't make it. Uh, and so I drove over to uh, Next Door Pizza over there on Humphrey and got a vegan cheese, sausage, peppers, onion pizza for my Friday night. I was like, all right, this is what we doing? Yes, this is what we doing. So that was my Friday night, and it was good. And I brought my pizza home and I binge watched. I finished up the Gentleman. I started watching the Gentleman when I was on a Story Week retreat at night because I took my laptop and I've not seen the original movie. And people are like, you have to see the original movie. And I will because it's got Matthew McConaughey and all these good people in it. But the series is on Netflix. I don't know where the movie is not on Netflix. So I gotta go find the movie some kind of way. But the series on Netflix, and I'm telling you, the series is so good. Harry, you must watch The Gentleman, the series on Netflix. It's like 8 episodes. It's gonna be another season. It has to be because it's got too many loose ends that need to be. I just want to know what happens to these quirky ass characters. I mean, it is such a good series. So I wrapped that up Friday night, and then I watched Damsel. So I watched Damsel, uh, which was like one of these little medieval movies, the princess kind of stuff. But what they've been doing was sacrificing royalty, like, and you get to be royalty by, mingling blood. And they cut your hand and they cut the prince's hand or whoever's hand, and they mingle the blood because the dragon only wants royalty because it was the king and his people that killed her eggs many thousands of years ago. It's such a good movie because the little girl who plays the princess who fights back. It's just good. It's just a good fairy tale, a unfairy tale, and she just deals with them. And anything with Angela Bassett, really. I mean, how could you not watch that? You know. So it was good. So I watched that. And then I watched oh my God, what the hell did I watched three things that were really, 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 really good. And now I don't know what they are. Let's see. I could tell you. Um, so I watched Damsel, The Gentleman, and it was one other thing that I thought was really good too. I was like, all right. It was a binge night, Friday night. I mean, it's Friday night. I mean, what was I gonna do? And it started raining Friday night. So it started raining Friday night, and the Irish Wish with Lindsay Lohan. Well, I'm a Lindsay Lohan fan. I think she caught a bad rap all these years. So that was cute, little charming romance thing. So Irish Wish on Netflix, Damsel on Netflix, and The Gentleman on Netflix. So that's what I watched. And then Saturday was our version of Monsoon. It was crazy. So we were scheduled to go. I was scheduled to drive my car up to Hartford, to the Hartford stage to see the Hot Wing King, because I had them on the other week. And so I didn't want to drive, but Dr. Jonathan Berryman anteed up his BMW, his new BMW, and drove us up to Hartford to see the Hot Wing King and at the Hartford stage. Now I haven't been to Hartford stage in God knows how long. But it was so fantastic. I can't tell you the last time I've seen a play with all black people, black men, and no white protagonist or hero or anything in the play. Just black men in all shapes and sizes. Like, and they were they're primarily gay, but a few of them weren't. So, but it wasn't about gayness. It was about the relationship that men have to each other and the struggles that men have in personal relationships. It was so good. And it was funny. It was charming. It was poignant. It brought tears. It was good. I loved it. And so I know they wanted me to come backstage to say hi. Well, I was just wanting to get home. So I didn't like drag myself back there. I should have, but that's one of those things. Uh It's one of those things. I mean, I could have just pulled somebody and said, I had them on my show and I wanted to pop by and say hi and all that kind of stuff. But it was good. I'm glad I got to see it. It was long. It's 2.5 hours intermission, but it was good. It was good. It was good. It was really, really good. It was good. Okay, now let me give people some theater etiquette 101. Because clearly people don't go to the theater enough and they don't know how to behave. Theater etiquette 101. Turn your damn cell phones off. That's number one. Number two, you cannot film the whole performance. You can't film any of the performance. The ushers are going to tap you on the shoulder and make you delete it. And they did that because there was a woman sitting a few rows in front of us, and she just taped the whole show. I'm like, why are you taping the show, lady? You are here in the theater. Enjoy it while you are here. You're not going to go back and watch this thing with the sound on your phone. It's just not going to sound good. It's not going to look good. It's just not going to be good. So why are you even wasting space on your phone to even do that? And you can't do it. So, and then there was a woman right behind us who kept opening up snacks. And you can't eat in the theater. Now they'll let you drink all the liquor you want. They sell beer, wine, cocktails. You can bring that in there. Because cocktails are quiet. Paper wrappers are not. So she was opening this bag. I mean, she was going in. And so I turned around, Jonathan turned around, the people in front of me turned around. I wanted to be like, I swear to you, I swear to God, I wanted to reach back and snatch that bag out of her hands. But she was an older lady, so I was like, I'm an old lady too, so I don't want nobody snatching stuff out of my hands. But I know better because I go to the theater. Ah, theater etiquette. I swear to you, I'm gonna knock the crap out of people. Don't you know how to behave? No home training, no home theater training. I got the lady 2 rows down filming like she Martin Scorsese. I got the lady behind me making all this noise. Like, lady, first of all, you're not supposed to have food in here. That bag was loud. And and the bag probably isn't loud, but when you're in the theater space or church, it's just amplified. I don't care. It's just amplified. And the movie theaters, when you're in any kind of theater setting, it's just loud. It's as if somebody put a mic up to the bag. I was like, lady, you know, I turned around, Jonathan turned around. The two people in front of me turned around. I was like, it's not us, it's the people, it's that lady back there. She just went in. I was like, lady, you cannot eat in here. So anyway, so that was Saturday night. We got home safely and we went to the matinee, went to a 2 o'clock matinee. So we were home by like 5:30, you know. So my big daughter Brianna rode back with us, and we and she spent Saturday night here. But I mean, and the weather, it was just cold and rainy. Like I don't even know. Listen, I'm not gonna complain too much because places got tons and tons of snow. Vermont and all these places they got out in the Midwest, tons and tons and tons and tons of snow. Now we got enough rain yet on Saturday that we would normally get for the whole month. It was a lot of rain. It was a lot of rain. It was a lot of rain. I'm here to tell you, it was a lot of rain. A lot of rain. So anyway, so that, and then yesterday was just chill. I didn't have any plans to go anywhere or do anything. I ordered some House of Naan food for dinner. I like that chicken 65 that they do, and some okra fries and some and the potato things, aloo vada, you know. So a little pricey than what I wanted to spend, but I was like, I needed to eat something. Because I'm on Ozempic. And so when you're on Ozempic, you just forget to eat. I mean, I was like, oh, did I eat today? No. So I have to eat. So I told myself come April 1st, I was gonna try to plan out my meals better, particularly when I'm home. Um, uh, because I don't I have to eat and I have to have protein. the most important thing, and vegetables. So I have to figure that out. And figure that out and get a good amount of it in me. So that's the way of the world. So that's the happenings. That was the happenings from the weekend. I usually start from Thursday. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything on Thursday. Because y'all know how I do. I'll miss stuff. Nope, nothing was good. Oh, I was away. I was at Story Week at the guest house in Chester. And I'll be back there next month for another round. And then at the Mercy in June. But the one I'm doing in June is only 3 days. So 3 or 4 days. So anyway. So yeah. I'm just out here doing my thing. I did want to talk about I don't know if Harry is in or whatever. I don't know who's manning the show. Harry, I did want to talk about Russia getting hit by terrorists. I did want to talk. I was going to talk about it in the second hour, and I still might talk about it, but it's just too. But there's a couple of things I wanted to talk about. One, all Princess Kate, and the way that the world treated her, the way the media was just slamming her about her little picture and how it was doctored or whatever, and then kind of find out the woman got cancer, and everybody acting like they her best friend. And Meghan Markle tried to tell y'all how fickle the public is about the royals and how territorial people are. And I really don't understand why people are so I appreciate the monarchy on some level, I guess. I don't got nothing to compare it to. So if that's their thing, that's their thing. They like it, I love it. But I don't understand why people feel like they own them. That's the part. So I wanted to talk about Princess Kate. I wanted to talk about the terrorist attack on Russia, and the terrorists are taking full page ads out saying, "Yeah, we did this," and Putin is like, "No, no, no. I know it's Ukraine." Now I know our Russian fans are listening. Listen, let me say something to Russian people. Y'all have the power to change the trajectory of your country. You are not strangers to revolution. Revolution is in your DNA. You're not strangers to it. You do not have to accept what is going on. Y'all can change. Y'all have done it before. You can do it again. Okay, that's one thing. But that just freaks me out. But back to Princess Kate. I don't understand how these people in the UK think that they own these people. They're almost like modern days. I mean, I don't use this word lightly, but they are like indentured servants. If they don't show up to stuff, people are mad. If they take pictures and people don't like them, they're mad. And like, then now the woman got to come out. She got to make a statement why she's not seen in public. Like, they didn't behead her. Sometimes you got to handle your personal business. She is trying to handle her personal business. And she got 3 little kids at the house or in the castle. And when you got little kids, you gotta secure their understanding and safety first before you could go to the world and say, I have cancer. You have to explain it to your kids. And they're little. So you have to explain it in a way so that they don't get fearful and think you're gonna die. Now, she didn't say what kind of cancer she had. She just said she had they had some surgery, and when they were fixing whatever was wrong in her stomach or whatever, they found the cancer. Now, she didn't say what kind of cancer, but people can kind of guess, and I'm sure people were guessing out their asses about what kind of cancer, and probably diagnosing her and probably putting a time on her life. You know what I mean? Like, people are just that stupid. And the gossipy people who run these little gossip sites, got egg on their face. Because they was just carrying mess, and they dragged her. Like they read her for filth. Because she was like, we posted this picture, it was doctored or whatever. And I was like, Everybody on this planet messes with their photos. I don't mess with my photos, but that's not because I wouldn't. It's because I don't know how. So when you see a picture of me, that's me. I don't know how to slim down my face. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. So it's not like I wouldn't do it. I'm just saying I don't know how to do it. That's the difference. That's why I'm not judging her. And I went on a couple of sites, particularly the UK sites. I was like, why are y'all sweating this woman? Y'all alter your pictures all day. You put all kinds of colors and mess with manipulation and screens and all this other kind of stuff. Why are y'all sweating this woman? Then I had to go back on because after she came out with the cancer, I was like, so everybody's feeling, oh, ooh, ooh. I said, but just last week, y'all was dragging this woman. Now you're like, oh, prayers up? Really? You damn hypocrites. I don't know how they endure it. Because honestly, back in their parents' day, in their parents' day, uh, they didn't have social media. They just had cats running around with cameras, catch as catch can, right? So, it'd be like one guy with a camera running, following them 24/7. That's not the same as the social media foolishness where everybody is chiming in around the world in real time. And some of these people have, nothing else to do. And the fact that she had to come out and like say this and that and the other thing, and I get it because they serve at the generosity of the kingdom, right? Like the taxes pay for their lifestyle, the taxes pay for them to exist. And so, because of that, I think the citizens feel like they're indentured servants, really, even though they live in a castle and, you know, they got money and wealth and all that kind of stuff. Uh, it's the monarchy is paid for by the taxes. I mean, they got holdings and stuff. All the stolen goods from other countries that they colonized and conquered. They got a lot of that stuff, uh, jewels and all that kind of stuff that they don't plan on giving back, not one bit. These were gifts that these are gifts that we took forcibly. We couldn't possibly give them back. All right, whatever. Whatever. So that poor woman has to come out her bag and come to the press and be like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I have cancer and I'm trying to deal with this with my kids as best I can. Get up off my back." And now they all outside Buckingham Palace or wherever the hell, putting flowers and stuff. She ain't dead. She's just like some time and she's gonna undergo some chemotherapy. You know. I just hope it's not so serious that we have to watch this woman die in public. Do you know what I mean? Like I hope I hope that's not the case because I think that would be painful because she would be forced to be wheeled out there and shown up a stiff upper lip and all that foolishness, you know. And it's just a unfairness, you know. And I understand why Harry and Meghan bounced. Listen, if you're not in line, we're gonna make our own money somewhere. I'm gonna go make my own money and I'll see you. And I know his mama money, he got his mama's money. I know his father who has cancer now too, right? This man waited forever to get on this throne. His mama would not get her ass off that throne to save her life. I don't know why she sat on that throne. So I don't know why she didn't allow him to serve on that throne when he was at the prime of his life and he could have really had a good time, you know. So he could have had a good time. I mean, he's old now and he's got cancer and he's, like, here's my shot. And, you know, listen, I mean, he's not going to serve as long as his mother. He's not going to serve 70 years or 50 years, however long Elizabeth was on the throne. He's not going to serve that. So the oldest son is going to have to step in it, or sooner rather than later, I'm sure. And it'll be such a travesty if his father and his wife passes. I'm not speaking that into existence. I'm not. I don't wish that on anybody. You know, when you lose your parents, you lose your parents. I don't care the way you're king or pauper. When you lose your parents, it's a unimaginable kind of pain. And no one can speak to it unless you lose your parent. You immediately become an orphan. And you can have a family. I mean, I was married with I didn't have I mean, we just had Brianna, I think. I don't even think Brianna arrived by the time my mother passed. No, because she never got to meet her. She came the year that my mother passed. Brianna was just being born, so no. But I was a married woman with a mortgage and commitments, and but I'm telling you, when my mother passed, it I immediately felt alone in the world. And I got siblings that I'm close to. You know, I'm close to my siblings. I talk to them every day, sometimes 2 and 3 times a day, and we're in group chat. So So I wouldn't wish that on anybody because it's a terrible feeling. I don't care how old you are. My friend Don McCauley just lost his mother, and his mother, you know, she's battling dementia, all the things. She was elderly, but it doesn't matter. That's your mother, and when your parents die, it is a tremendous loss. You know, I mean, it really is. So I don't wish that on him. I don't wish that on him at all. To lose his mother and his wife would just be a dark, dark time in the UK and in the world, I think, because people care about them, you know. And it's not that I don't care about them. I mean, I care enough that I'm talking about them, you know. I don't want bad things to happen to them, you know. So I get it. I understand it. You know, they are indentured servants. They really are. You know, I mean, I say this with all empathy and sympathy, and I don't pity. It's not pity. And the people say, well, they're rich and they da da da. I still, it doesn't matter. A cage, a prison is still a prison, no matter what it looks like, no matter how fancy it is. A prison is still a prison. It's still a prison. And a prison is the curtailing of movement. A prison is curtailing of movement. And so that's why I say prison. I don't say it lightly. I'm not playing around. It is it is a challenge. It is a real challenge. And they've learned to live with it, right, over the years. Now there's some royals who don't get that bright light the way that Harry and his brother, they get it, you know, unless they do something. You know, unless you know, somebody crashes a car or, you know, got a drug problem or whatever. I mean the Princess Fergie, right? Or Duchess Fergie, whatever she is, Duchess. She's battling her second round of second time at cancer. You know, I believe that came out a couple of weeks ago. And you know, you heard about it. You heard about it, and then she could and then she could take her treatments privately. Like nobody's outside her door. You know, if she shows up somewhere, you know, she gets questioned, but you know, you know. So anyway, I'm I'm a wish them well. How about that? Because I know that's not a very public thing. It's not a hard thing. It's not an easy thing to contend with in the public light. And having had a modicum of publicity in my life, it is and I just had like a hint of it, and it was daunting. Just a hint, nothing like what these people have to contend with. Just a hint for a short period of time. And I remember thinking, oh God, when is this gonna end? You know, when is it gonna end? Yeah, that was the news that was captivating this weekend. I thought, that whole Princess Kate, uh, and she's got to come out and tell people, I have cancer, get off my back. Like, damn, can I take my chemotherapy in peace? Can I live? You know, that's how I would listen. That's why I'm not the princess. I would have came out there and be like, let me tell y'all something. I would have made them lean in, and I would have been like, let me tell you something. Ah, and I would have to deal with that. I would have to say it in a way that it's a hashtag FOFA. I mean yeah, FAFO. So that's the UK news. Now to the Russian tech. Now, I guess ISIS, is it ISIS? They killed a bunch of people at a concert in Russia. Now, I've never heard of anybody terrorist moves in Russia. I've not heard it. And I don't know if it's because everybody that they got, anybody of age and ability is, in Ukraine fighting. So, they got some open doors in Russia. I would imagine. I mean, how does this happen? This how this happens. So, you got to have some open doors, and by open doors I mean some weaknesses in your police force for some kind of thing like this to happen in a country where this. I don't know if they've ever had a terrorist attack before. I don't know. I don't. Have you heard of one? I have not heard of one. And and so the ISIS people, is it ISIS? I don't know, whoever the hell, whoever the terrorist of the day is, because they just go through names. Uh, Came out and said, "Yeah, we did it," and he was like, and Putin goes on TV and just like, "Oh no, it's Ukraine. This is purely a Ukraine organized attempt." I'm like, bruh. Russian people, at some point, y'all gonna have to stand up. Y'all gonna have to stand up. You're gonna have to stand up. You're gonna have to stand. That's it. Because this guy that's running your country right now has lost all sense of purpose, mission, goals. He is focused on one thing, not to be made a fool of about how this Ukraine war, this Ukraine invasion is not going well. And it's 2 years now. And what he thought was going to be like a little weekend trip at Bernie's turned into a 2-year fiasco. And now you dragging all, you trying to shore up your front lines and you threatening nuclear weapon. I don't, you know, Putin, people try to give you a off ramp. Everybody in the world was trying to give you an off ramp. People was giving you an off ramp. You just look, now that this is going on, there's no win here. And now you just look like what people always thought you were to begin with. No sense of diplomacy, no decorum, no commitment or care or concern for humanity, no care, commitment, or concern for your own people. You are singularly self-centered in your own head about being a dictator. And that's going to be a terrible look when the history books write about you. And you won't have any control. And you're a guy that's up in age too. You're not going to live forever. Contrary to what these dictators think. You're not going to live forever. And you had opportunity to build your country in such a way that it could have been the envy of the world. And yet you decided to make it a place where not even Russians want to be, but they don't got no place to go. So they're going to suck it up and deal with all the problems that you seem to not care to resolve, address, fix. I don't know why you didn't try to make Russia the envy of the world for its own sake, instead of trying to march on these countries that were a part of the USSR. That's not, baby, that's not coming back. Try as you might, it's not coming back. And these people who broken from the Soviet bloc are enjoying a modicum of freedom and independence that they've never known. And they like it. They like it. They like it. And the fact that you don't like it and you want to you want to say everything but what you're doing. Oh, we're liberating them. You're not liberating them. You want to enslave them. And they're going to fight you with tooth and nail. With everything they got, they're going to fight. Because that's what I know about oppressed people. They're going to rise up. Now, you might want, if I'm you, Putin, and clearly I am not, I would in my last days try to figure out how I could make my country better than what it was. Make it better than how I found it. And center prosperity for all. I would work on that. I really would. I don't understand this other mess that you got going on. You don't look like a leader. You look small and tired and petty, and you look like a relic from a time and an era gone by, And I think Russia needs some new blood. They need some youth and vitality and a visionary who wants prosperity for all and not just for some. Do you know what I mean? We need that here in the United States too, but we're a little further along in terms of understanding that, and we're nowhere near as old as Russia. Russia is old as hell. But we know something about fighting oppression, and Americans at their core will fight for their freedoms. Now, it certainly doesn't look that way right now, because we just look hella stupid and crazy. But that's just this moment. And these moments have repercussions absolutely into the future. They do. Um, um, but I just can't imagine a dictator not just, I don't understand this dictator mentality in this day and age when so much more could happen and so much more could be for your country. Seriously. And the Russian people gotta say, I want better, like they did before, and like they've done before. They've got to say it. And I know you get tired, you get tired and you just like, God, I just want this to stop. But the only way to stop it is if you get out there in those streets, Russians, and you protest. I know it's tough, and y'all have seen revolution. You've seen it. You've seen political and social change. You've seen it. You've already come through. You've done it. You and not just once but twice. You've had 2 revolutions in your history. Y'all know how to overthrow imperial governments. Y'all you've done it. And then you did it the second time. You overthrown imperialism, and then you had a Bolshevik revolution. So y'all ain't strangers. You ain't new to it. You just have to remember. And listen, I'm not trying to incite nothing. I'm just saying from where I sit, and I look at these, and I think the killing of that guy was probably the last straw for some people. It was the last straw because people are like, I'm gonna go to this. We're gonna have a funeral. We're gonna do something. We're gonna have a memorial service, and I don't give a damn if I get arrested. And people went and put out flowers, and the police were like dragging people off and all, and people was like, I don't care. And it's that kind of optics that's gonna incite people to want to do more of that. And I don't understand why Putin does not see that. Like, you just made a martyr of somebody. You just made a martyr, and these young people, and it is always young people who are like, I remember, there's a better way to do this. And you can't, what you gonna kill all your people? You cannot, you cannot arrest your way. I mean, I guess you can. You could try it, but at some point, everybody in the country is gonna be locked up. You know, so you don't got a whole lot of time, Putin. I'm just telling you. You what are you in the 80s? You in your 80s, late 70s, bruh. You know, you got some health challenges too. What you doing? That's this the legacy you want? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know why you won't make your country the envy of the world. I don't know why you just don't let technology rule and all the things and let people have prosperity and build up your country and make Moscow the envy of the world. No, you didn't do that. It's dreary as hell. People don't have enough to eat. They don't have enough wages. Your money ain't worth nothing. Your soldiers are hungry. Like, what is happening? You think people don't know this? I know it. And I don't even speak not near bit of Russian. I don't even follow Russian, nothing. And I know this. How do I know this? I know it. I'm just like, I don't understand it. And you now you got a terrorist attack. You got like over 100 people were killed. And yeah, you think you rounded them up, the perpetrators, but Russia's good for the optics. They want to show we got them. We got them. I really don't think you do. I personally don't think you do. I just think you just rounded up some cats and you just like stick a label on them, and then you think your work is done here to the public. I don't think that's I don't think you got it, you know. Anyway, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Uh, just saying. So I don't know what these terrorists got to do to convince you that they the ones that did it. Wait, they up there raising their hand, they flying the flags and signs. We did it. We did it. Nope, nope. You didn't do it. You didn't do this. It's Ukrainians did this. Look, we know there's a path from here to Ukraine. And I know the Ukrainian president is like, bruh, I'm busy trying to make sure my people got bread and water and that not too many people were killed with these assaults. And we trying to learn all the equipment that people around the world are sending us. We don't got time to be sending terrorists. Because if that was the answer or the key, we would have sent them a long time ago. It ain't us, bruh. It's the terrorists are telling you. It's just crazy to me. And I know people are sitting around like, why is he saying Ukraine? Why? Like, okay. I mean, if I mean, it's not a bad idea on Ukraine's part. I'm just saying. But I don't think this is their thing. They got a lot on their plate. I don't think this is what they're doing. I'm just saying. That's what I think. So I'm gonna pay attention. I'm gonna stay on top of it. Before I take a break, though, oh yeah, I gotta mention Trump. So the repo man gonna be at his door in a minute. Listen, this is some kind of karmic justice, I think. all them years, him and his father kept black people out of their little apartments, went to great lengths to keep black people, didn't care if they was hauled into court, didn't care if they had to pay fines. We're not gonna let niggas in here, not one, not two, not any. And here it is, this black attorney general is about to padlock up everything. Yo, so 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 Trump is like, I need $1 billion bond. I need somebody to cover this. And he went to 15 banks and nobody was like, it's like when you don't have good credit and you go try to buy a car and they got like 15, 20 lending operations that they've one after the other to see if they could get you financed. Just me? Is it just me? That's just my story. So I don't listen. I think he's got till today to come up with something. I don't know. I don't know if Putin got any money for you. I mean, I think those oligarchs might have some money, but didn't a bunch of them commit suicide a couple of years back? Like 15 of them. I don't know how many oligarchs they got. They might have some money for you. Your boys. They might in the ninth hour come up, come up. But when you get into bed with them, that Russian mob like that, they're a whole different kind of line of terrorism. At least the Italian mob, they got a code of conduct. I don't know if the Russians got a code of conduct. I don't know. And if they do, it's stone cold. The Italian mob people, it's a hierarchy, it's a system, code of conduct, that kind of stuff. You know, I don't know about the Russian mob. You take money from them. I don't know what the penalties are. I think the penalties are real stiff and harsh. If I'm Jared and Ivanka, I'd close down the Hampton House and go head on somewhere and up on a mountain. They can't spot you. You ain't heard nothing from these. Them Trump boys ain't nowhere. Have you seen them? They not running their mouths nowhere because they know their stuff about to get padlocked too. Because if their daddy stuff get padlocked, because they work for him, right? They all work. They all work for him in New York or wherever the hell they do business. Uh, if his stuff get padlocked, their stuff get padlocked. Woo wee! I listen. I'm not trying to celebrate in the misfortune of others, but baby, baby, I'm just who am I? I'm just saying it's a thing to see. That's all. It's a thing to see. So yeah. So I think I talked about all the things that I want to talk about: the princess, Putin, a little bit of Trump, because I just find all that stuff ridiculously fascinating on a lot of levels. Uh, and and these poor terrorists, remember a time poor terrorists come out and say, yeah, we did it. We're gonna take responsibility for it. And everybody be like, ooh. Now, I know terrorists gotta work a little harder now, I guess. They gotta work a little harder to get credit for the destruction that they cause. Because I don't know. I don't know if there's like too many terrorists and nobody's like, yeah, I don't think it's y'all. Or they're just not hitting like they used to hit. I don't know. I have no way of knowing. I was just stunned by that though. I was like, whoa, you know. And do they let people in to help them? I don't know. Like who helps Russia in these moments? Do they let organizations come in and help? I don't know. So uh, the world is upside down right now in a lot of ways. And I'm here to say don't lose your optimism. It's tough. It's tough everywhere. People are struggling everywhere. But you cannot lose optimism. You can't lose your faith. You can't. I mean, you could, but that doesn't get you anywhere. And to fall down the rabbit hole of despair is not going to serve you. It just isn't. And everybody has dark night of the soul. Countries have it. People have it. communities have it. We're in a dark night of the soul, and in this country as well. You know, I mean, we're having a tough time in this country, and people are having a tough time. You know, and politics is really grating people's nerves on a lot of levels, and we need some wins. You know, WINS. We need some wins. You know, thank God for March Madness. People are paying attention to basketball. High five UConn and Yale. Yale made it to the NCAA. I don't know if they got knocked out. I don't know if they're still in the Sweet 16 or they're going to Sweet 16. I don't know. I gotta check. But high five to Connecticut teams doing the damn thing. So, you know, or 3 Connecticut teams. UConn women are still in it, I believe. So thank God for March Madness. That's something people could be hopeful about. Put their hats on, you know, because God knows the state of the affairs of the world would drive you crazy, you know, just absolutely crazy. And it's too much. And we haven't had a mass shooting in a minute. We about do, right? We average one every few weeks. Is that our right? I know somebody's keeping records like that. I'm not trying to conjure them up. I'm just making room for it when they happen because they happen. You know, mass shootings, not your run of the mill shootings that go on all the time. You know, the mass shootings where people walk in and think they could kill up a bunch of people. So anyway, I'm Babz Rawls-Ivy. This is LoveBabz Love Talk on 103.5 WNHH. And you're listening to us on a bunch of places. Facebook, X, YouTube, and the New Haven Independent. So I'll be back at 10:15. We'll talk some more.